The yuan, or renminbi, as some call it, is not doing well currently. China has been selling these treasury bonds and buying their own currency in order to prop it up.
And so effectively, that's what is meant by China is selling deflation.
That's exactly correct. That's their war chest in case of economic calamity. But the reason why is because China is sitting on a massive debt bubble right now. It overproduced too much housing, which is
China has been in a debt bubble for like 30 years, though. Let's also keep that in mind.
Well, it's been in a debt bubble, but now it's the demand is no longer there. Like it's overstimulated its economic growth, and it now no longer has the markets to sell to. And they failed at becoming a developed country because they never built a domestic consumer base.
I was going to say, it's funny that people still think, as you're saying, that China somehow is going to dethrone the United States. Because everything you're saying is 100% correct. But anyway, China. Fuck. Sorry.
God damn it, man. Come on.
This is just like a disaster.
And I'm not okay, let's get ready.
Okay.
But anyway.
All right, here we go.
All right, let's do it. Yeah, and on top of all that. But anyway, guys, yeah, on top of all that, one of the clearest physical indicators. I don't know what this is so funny.
What, man? What are you?
This is crazy, but one of the clearest physical indicators of China's situation.
What's wrong with this?
On top of all that, one of the clearest indicators of China's situation that you just described is the fact that they have 140 million vacant or unoccupied units of real estate just sitting in the country. Like that's half of our country in terms of population. Damn. That's pretty insane, man. And so that tells you how if you only saw that aspect, that should tell you how China's economy is doing.
Yeah.
And keep in mind the whole exporting deflation thing, they have to export deflation or else they would be in a dangerous deflationary cycle based on their policies / the lack of demand over the past decade. So they have to, they're in a position to where they're kind of forced to sell our bonds, US treasuries, in order to keep their currency alive at this point.
The whole real estate thing, I saw something regarding Evergrande today. I didn't really look into it, but did you guys hear anything about that?
It's being liquidated. They overproduced housing. The Chinese economy is essentially based around the development of housing and of land value. And if you look into how China collects taxes, it's all based on land value and also expected land value. So like when we were seeing things about these ghost cities in China and stuff, those are all development projects to increase the value of land that also allowed for China to increase its tax revenue. So basically after, decades of this kind of overdevelopment, they're now kind of screwed. But their system only made sense and they could prop it up if they were exporting at extremely high levels. And the reason why is this: their currency would have been kaput a decade ago if they hadn't had really extensive currency manipulation in place. They manipulate their currency by essentially using dollars to buy their own currency to prop it up. And then they sell their own currency into their own dollar reserves in order to deflate it, when they want to bring it down, and it makes their exported goods more competitive when they deflate their own currency. So they've controlled it through these dollar reserves, but they only get those dollar reserves by selling goods to the United States. Like that's how they maintain a sufficient war chest. But as their debt bubble seems to be unsustainable at this point, and they haven't really recovered since COVID, and they haven't been able to develop a domestic consumer market, which ideally would be able to balance out these issues so they wouldn't be so reliant on external markets in order to, control their currency. They're really in like a fuck situation. Like they don't have the war chest, the dollars, to sustain this forever. And when they run out, their currency can't be propped up anymore. So it's the only thing that's keeping their currency from just, inflating into oblivion. And then they'll have just a real bad situation on their hands.
That was
I didn't know
good.
anything about everything.
That was a great clip. I already see it already. That's gonna be an easy one. Should we move to US real quick?
Yeah, you go ahead and talk about something.
Here, you want to like segue us into the US? I guess I'll segue us, and then one of you guys can start.
If you're going to speak, it's probably better if I segue and you start.
Well, one of you guys can easily start, and I can just bounce off you either way.
Well, I don't even know what you're going to bring out.
Okay, I'll segue right now. You ready? You ready? All right, guys. So that's enough about China. What about the US?
Oh my God.
All right, now you go. Now talk about the US.
Bro, it sounds like we on hooked on phonics.
I swear, bro.
All right, so we talked about China. Like, let's kind of get back to the US a bit. I really tried on that one.
Bro, I got it, bro. And
All right.
never mind. Let's just, because I was literally about to say enough about China.
What if one of us says in perfect Mandarin, okay, enough about China, and then in American says, let's get back to the US?
I'm going to go on Google Translate. Guan Yu, Song Gong, Di Shinju, Shou Jim, Dule, Reng, Women, Guo Dao, Megwo Ba.
That sounded pretty good. I don't know if that's good, but that was pretty good.
It was. He said, this is enough about China.
But all right, let's get back to the US for real.
Yeah, come on, guys.